Life is short, and the cruelest truth is that nobody is coming to save you. The world does not care about your excuses, your pain, or your struggles. It only rewards results. Every morning you wake up, you're faced with two choices: stay the same and accept mediocrity, or rise and build the version of yourself you dream about. The mirror does not lie. If you see weakness, it's because you've allowed it. If you see strength, it's because you earned it. The people you admire, the ones who inspire you, they are not special. They simply refuse to quit when it was easier to settle. Pain is your ally. Discipline is your weapon, and consistency is the bridge between the man you are and the man you want to be. Stop blaming the system. Stop blaming your past. Stop waiting for motivation. Work on yourself relentlessly. Make your body a fortress, your mind a weapon, and your soul unshakable. Sacrifice comfort today so you can live with freedom tomorrow. The truth is simple. If you don't control your life, life will control you. No one is coming to save you. Let that truth hit you hard, because the sooner you accept it, the sooner you'll wake up and take control of your own life. Too many people walk around with this silent hope that one day something will magically happen to fix everything. They wait for a miracle, for some stroke of luck, for someone to pull them out of the mess they've created. They wait for a mentor, a savior, a sudden opportunity that will change their life overnight. But life does not work that way. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you the keys to success. Nobody will feel your pain the way you do. Nobody will carry your weight for you. This world is ruthless. And if you sit still waiting for rescue, you will be left behind, forgotten, and buried under your own excuses. The harsh reality is that people are too busy saving themselves to save you. Every single person has their own battles, their own problems, and their own journey. Even those who love you deeply cannot fight your wars for you. They can support you, they can cheer for you, but at the end of the day, it is you who has to put your feet on the ground, get up, and face the fight. This is your life, your responsibility, and your struggle. When you cry at night, when you feel like you're drowning, when the weight feels unbearable, remember this: no hand is coming to pull you out. It is you who must stand, even when your legs shake, even when your soul feels crushed. Most people don't rise because they cling to the illusion of rescue. They think tomorrow will be easier. They think someday the right person will appear or circumstances will align perfectly. That someday never comes. Years pass and they realize they've wasted time waiting for something that never existed. That's why you must kill this fantasy now. Understand deeply that your future belongs to you alone. If you want wealth, you must work for it. If you want strength, you must train for it. If you want freedom, you must build it with your own hands. Every success story you admire is not about someone being saved, it's about someone saving themselves. When you finally take full responsibility, something powerful shifts inside you. You stop expecting and you start creating. You stop hoping and you start acting. You stop blaming and you start building. That's when your life transforms, because responsibility is not a burden, it's freedom. When you understand that no one is coming to save you, you realize that you don't need anyone to. You realize that you already have the power, the strength, and the potential to carve your path. But let me be brutally honest, it won't be easy. In fact, it will be harder than you can imagine. There will be nights you feel broken, mornings you wake up with no energy, days when failure smacks you in the face again and again. And in those moments, the temptation to hope for rescue will return. You'll want someone to lift you up, someone to hand you the solution. But that weakness is a trap. Those who succeed are the ones who say, I don't care how much it hurts, I'll do it myself. That mindset separates the strong from the weak, the winners from the forgotten. The world respects only one thing: results. And results don't come from waiting. They come from relentless action. Nobody cares if you're tired. Nobody cares if life has been unfair. Nobody cares about your excuses. They will only care when you prove yourself, when you show strength, when you rise above what tried to break you. If you remain on the ground, nobody will pick you up. But if you fight through the pain, if you claw your way forward, people will respect you, doors will open, and opportunities will follow. So stop waiting, stop hoping, stop searching for a savior that doesn't exist. Become your own savior. Face the mirror and understand that the reflection you see is both the problem and the solution. Build that person into someone powerful, someone unshakable, someone who doesn't beg for rescue, but creates his own destiny. You owe it to yourself to fight. You owe it to yourself to rise. The world won't hand you anything, but if you're willing to bleed, sweat, and sacrifice, it will eventually bow to your strength. Remember, no one is coming to save you. And that's the greatest gift life gives you, the chance to save yourself and become unstoppable. Pain and struggle are tools for growth, and the sooner you understand that, the sooner you stop running from them and start embracing them. Most people live their lives avoiding discomfort, searching for shortcuts, and praying for an easy path. They fear pain as if it is an enemy, when in reality, pain is the greatest teacher you will ever meet. Struggle is not sent to destroy you. It is sent to shape you, to forge you, to carve out the strongest version of yourself. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without suffering, there is no growth. Every great story, every powerful human being was molded in the fire of hardship. That fire either burns you into ashes or reforges you into steel. The choice is yours. When you experience pain, you are faced with a decision. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. Most choose the first option. They surrender to pain, complain about their circumstances, and play the victim. But the rare few, the ones who rise above the average, are those who take that pain and use it as fuel. They look at struggle not as a curse, but as the very process that will sharpen them. They understand that each scar is a mark of resilience, each failure a lesson in disguise, each setback a step closer to mastery. Growth is not found in comfort because comfort breeds weakness. Growth is found in the storm, when everything seems against you, when you're pushed to the edge and still refuse to quit. Think about it. How do muscles grow? They grow by tearing and repairing, by enduring resistance, by being pushed beyond their current limits. The body cannot get stronger without strain, and the same rule applies to your mind and your spirit. Struggle is the resistance your soul needs to expand. Every challenge forces you to think differently, adapt, and rise. Every painful moment is an opportunity to develop endurance, patience, and strength that cannot be taught in books or classrooms. You cannot truly know yourself until you have suffered. You cannot measure your resilience until life knocks you down and you fight your way back up. The greatest trap people fall into is believing that pain is permanent. It is not. Pain is temporary, but the lessons it leaves are eternal. The burn fades, the wounds heal, but the strength remains. That is why pain is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the sculptor, chiseling away at your weaknesses, cutting off the parts of you that hold you back. Without it, you remain soft, untested, unproven. With it, you evolve into someone who cannot be broken easily. Struggle is not unfair. It is necessary. Life is not supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would be strong, everyone would be great, everyone would be unshakable. But they're not. Most avoid pain, and in doing so, they avoid growth. The truth is, your character is revealed when life gets hard. Anyone can smile when things are going well. Anyone can talk about discipline and strength when the sun is shining. But who are you when everything falls apart? Who are you when you lose, when you fail, when you suffer? That is when your true self is exposed. If you run, you prove weakness. If you endure, you prove strength. And if you rise, despite the struggle, you prove greatness. Pain strips you of your illusions. It reveals the raw version of yourself, and it gives you the chance to build again, stronger than before. Think about the people you admire most. Do you respect them because life was kind to them, or because they fought battles you couldn't even imagine and still refused to quit? Nobody admires comfort. Nobody respects an easy story. We respect those who suffered and came out stronger. We admire those who faced storms and built ships instead of drowning. We honor those who carried their scars like trophies, proof that they survived, proof that they grew. So the next time you are in pain, do not ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Do not run from struggle, lean into it. Do not wish it away, learn to use it. Because struggle sharpens focus, pain teaches resilience, and suffering fuels transformation. Every obstacle is an invitation to evolve. Every hardship is a lesson in strength. You are being trained for something greater, but only if you stop resisting and start learning. Understand this, the people who live without struggle are not lucky. They are fragile. They may look comfortable now, but when the storm comes, they will crumble because they have never been tested. You, on the other hand, with your pain and your struggles, are being forged into something unbreakable. You are being built for battles they cannot even fight. Embrace that. Let the struggle toughen your mind. Let the pain fuel your drive. Let every challenge push you toward the higher version of yourself. Pain and struggle are not punishments. They are preparation. They are the tools life uses to grow you, to strengthen you, and to ready you for the victories that comfort will never give. Do not fear them. Do not curse them. Do not run from them. Embrace them, because without pain, there is no strength. Without struggle, there is no greatness. And without both, you will never know who you truly are. Discipline beats motivation every single time. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner your life will change. Motivation is temporary. It is an emotion, a fleeting spark that shows up when everything feels exciting, when the vision of success looks shiny and attractive. But the truth is, motivation disappears the moment things get hard. It fades when you are tired, when life punches you in the face, when the process becomes boring and repetitive. Discipline, on the other hand, does not care about feelings. Discipline is commitment. It is the decision to do what must be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline will keep you going when every excuse tells you to quit. Think about the goals you've set in your life. How many times have you felt fired up, full of energy, convinced that this time you would finally change? You make promises to yourself, you set plans, you write down goals, and then a week later, the fire is gone. You skip one workout, you delay one task, you give in to comfort just once, and suddenly you are back to square one. Why does that happen? Because you relied on motivation instead of discipline. Motivation is weak. It relies on mood, and moods are fragile. Discipline is strong because it relies on principles and habits that don't bend to emotions. Discipline is the foundation of mastery. Every person who has achieved greatness did not rely on being motivated every day. They relied on routines, consistency, and the willingness to push forward regardless of how they felt. Champions wake up when they don't want to. Winners train when they're tired. Successful people work when others sleep. It's not because they are constantly motivated. It's because they have built discipline so deeply into their lives that quitting is not even an option. Discipline means showing up when motivation is gone. It means acting on commitment, not feelings. It means living by your standards, not your moods. Motivation whispers, do it when you feel ready. Discipline demands, do it now. Motivation is fragile. It disappears at the first sign of resistance. Discipline thrives in resistance. It grows stronger when tested. Motivation will have you chasing a dream for a few days. Discipline will build that dream over years. That is why people fail. They keep waiting for motivation to return, not realizing that the true secret is to build habits that don't need motivation at all. The truth is, discipline is not glamorous. It is boring, repetitive, and often painful. It's waking up early when your body begs for sleep. It's sticking to your diet when your cravings scream louder than your willpower. It's staying focused on your work when distractions surround you. Discipline is uncomfortable, but comfort is the enemy of growth. The boring work, the repetitive practice, the unseen sacrifices, these are what separate the ones who achieve from the ones who only dream. Motivation can give you excitement, but discipline gives you results. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. Every small act of discipline builds on itself, creating momentum that motivation alone could never sustain. When you wake up early consistently, it becomes who you are. When you train daily, your body transforms. When you focus every day, your skills sharpen. Over time, discipline rewires your identity. You stop being someone who tries and you become someone who simply does. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth because it's part of who you are. The same must be true for your goals. Discipline ingrains them into your identity until effort becomes automatic. Discipline also frees you from the slavery of emotions. If you only act when you feel motivated, then you are controlled by your feelings, and feelings are unpredictable. But when you act out of discipline, you take control. You decide. You no longer wait for the right mood. You create the right action. That is real power. The power to move forward regardless of circumstances. And once you live with that kind of control, nothing can stop you. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have you lost because you were waiting to feel motivated? How many times have you quit because the excitement wore off? How many times did you choose comfort instead of growth because you trusted a feeling instead of building discipline? Every wasted chance is proof that motivation cannot be trusted. But every moment of discipline is an investment in your future. The truth is, life doesn't reward people who start strong. It rewards people who endure. Endurance does not come from motivation. It comes from discipline. So stop waiting for the spark. Stop expecting to feel ready. Stop relying on a temporary emotion to carry you to permanent results. Decide who you want to be. Set the standard and live by it every day, no matter how you feel. Discipline beats motivation. Because discipline doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for the perfect mood. And it doesn't disappear when things get hard. Discipline is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary leaders, athletes, creators, and warriors. Motivation may inspire you, but discipline transforms you. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is your companion for life. And when you finally embrace it, nothing in this world can stop you. Build your body, sharpen your mind, harden your spirit. This is the formula for becoming unshakable in a world that is designed to test you. Too many people focus on just one area of life and neglect the others. They chase money but let their health collapse. They train their bodies but ignore their minds. They read and study but crumble at the first sign of struggle. True strength is complete. It is physical, mental, and spiritual. To live as the strongest version of yourself, you cannot neglect any of these pillars because together they create a foundation no storm can break. Building your body is not just about looking good. It's about creating discipline, resilience, and power. The body is your vehicle through life. If it is weak, everything you do becomes harder. If it is strong, everything you do becomes easier. Training your body teaches you the laws of effort and reward. You put in the work, you see results. It teaches you that pain does not kill you. It builds you. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every ache the next morning is proof that you are forging yourself into something greater. A strong body makes you confident. It gives you energy, and it reminds you that you can endure discomfort for the sake of growth. When you train your body, you don't just build muscles. You build habits of discipline that carry into every area of your life. But strength without wisdom is nothing. That is why you must sharpen your mind. The world is full of distractions, lies, and illusions that trap the weak-minded. If you do not think for yourself, someone else will think for you. Sharpening your mind means seeking knowledge, questioning everything, and refusing to live in ignorance. It means training your focus so you can work while others are distracted. It means learning new skills, expanding your awareness, and building mental clarity so you can see opportunities where others see obstacles. A sharp mind is a weapon. It cuts through confusion. It sees patterns others miss, and it makes you unshakable in decision-making. Just like your body, your mind grows when it is challenged. Reading difficult books, solving hard problems, learning from failure. These are the workouts for your brain. If you stop training it, it becomes soft, and a soft mind cannot survive in a hard world. Yet even a strong body and a sharp mind are not enough without a hardened spirit. Life will break you again and again if your spirit is fragile. Harden your spirit by embracing suffering, by refusing to quit when the world pushes against you. Harden your spirit by standing tall in chaos, by holding your values when others sell theirs, by keeping your word even when it costs you. A hardened spirit is forged in the fire of adversity. It is built when you fail and choose to rise again, when you are betrayed but refuse to become bitter, when you are tested by pain but refuse to surrender. The spirit is what carries you when the body is exhausted and the mind doubts itself. The spirit is the unshakable core that whispers, keep going when everything else tells you to stop. These three pillars are connected. A weak body weakens the mind. A dull mind weakens the spirit. A fragile spirit weakens the body. But when you build all three, they strengthen each other. Your strong body gives energy to your sharp mind. Your sharp mind guides your hardened spirit. Your hardened spirit pushes your body past limits. Together, they create a cycle of power that makes you unstoppable. Most people never achieve this balance because they settle for comfort. They train one area and neglect the others, then wonder why their lives feel incomplete. You cannot afford to do that if you want to rise above the average. You must commit to training all three every single day. Building your body requires sacrifice. Sharpening your mind requires effort. Hardening your spirit requires endurance. But nothing great comes easy. Every rep in the gym, every page of a book, every moment of suffering survived is a brick laid in the fortress of who you are becoming. And when that fortress is built, life cannot break you. You will stand strong while others crumble. You will thrive in storms while others beg for rescue. You will walk with confidence, clarity, and resilience that no one can take away from you. So build your body until it is a weapon. Sharpen your mind until it is a blade. Harden your spirit until it cannot be bent or broken. Because in this world, weakness is punished, but strength is rewarded. And true strength is not found in just one part of you. It is found in the unity of all three. Train every day, grow every day, endure every day. Do this and nothing in this life can stop you. Take full responsibility. Your life is in your hands. And until you accept that truth, you will remain stuck where you are. Too many people live in denial, pointing fingers at everyone and everything around them, blaming their parents, their boss, the system, the government, or even bad luck for the way their life turned out. They cling to excuses like a shield because it's easier to blame than it is to change. But here's the reality. No one is coming to fix your life for you. No one is going to build your future. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to carry you when you refuse to walk. Your life is yours. Your choices are yours. Your results are yours. And the day you accept full responsibility is the day you gain real control. Responsibility is not punishment. It is power. When you admit that everything you are and everything you have is a direct result of your own actions, decisions, and mindset, you suddenly realize that you have the power to change all of it. If your body is weak, it is because of your choices. If your mind is dull, it is because of your habits. If your life lacks purpose, it is because of the standards you've set for yourself. That may sound harsh, but it is also liberating. Because if you created the problem, you also hold the power to create the solution. Responsibility gives you freedom. It puts the steering wheel back in your hands and reminds you that your destiny is not written by anyone else but you. The problem is that people confuse responsibility with blame. Taking responsibility does not mean you caused everything that has happened to you. Life is unfair. Painful things will happen that you did not choose. You may have been betrayed, abandoned, or dealt circumstances you didn't deserve. But responsibility is not about fault. It is about response. You may not be responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for how you respond to it. You may not have chosen your starting point, but you are responsible for the direction you take from here. The difference between people who rise and people who stay broken is simple. One group takes ownership of their response. The other waits for the world to fix them. When you refuse responsibility, you hand over your power. You tell yourself that you are a victim, that your life is controlled by forces beyond you, that nothing can change until someone else saves you. That mindset guarantees that nothing will change. Victims do not grow, victims do not evolve, victims do not win. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stand up and say, no matter what has happened to me, I will decide what happens next. That is strength. That is freedom. That is the mindset of someone who cannot be stopped. Think about the most successful, respected, and powerful people throughout history. Do you think their lives were smooth and fair? No. They faced betrayal, pain, failure, loss, and unimaginable obstacles. The difference is that they did not stay down. They refused to blame the world forever. They looked at their own hands, their own choices, their own actions, and decided to take control. They said, if I am the problem, I am also the solution. That mindset is what separated them from everyone else. When you take responsibility, excuses vanish. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop expecting easy paths, and you stop hoping for miracles. You begin to act. You begin to create. You begin to take the small steps every day that slowly build the life you want. Responsibility forces you to look in the mirror and confront the truth. And that truth is not always pretty, but it is always necessary, because once you face it, you can finally change it. Full responsibility also demands discipline. You cannot take ownership of your life while living carelessly. You must hold yourself accountable even when no one is watching. You must do the work even when it's inconvenient. You must control your actions, your habits, your emotions, and your thoughts, because those are the seeds that grow into the results you see tomorrow. Every day you are planting seeds. The harvest you get, success or failure, will not be because of luck, but because of what you chose to plant and nurture. Understand this, your life will always reflect the standards you set for yourself. If you accept mediocrity, you will live in mediocrity. If you demand excellence from yourself, life will eventually mirror that. But that only happens when you stop pointing outward and start looking inward. No one else is to blame. No one else is responsible. You and you alone. So take full responsibility. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop expecting someone to fix you. Stand up and take control. Decide what you want your life to look like. Then commit to building it with your own hands. The journey will be hard, unfair, and full of setbacks. but none of that matters when you know you are responsible for what happens next. Because if you own your life, nothing can truly defeat you. You are not a victim. You are not helpless. You are the author, the builder, and the warrior of your own story. And the moment you embrace that truth, you become unstoppable. At the end of the day, it all comes back to one undeniable truth. Your life is yours and no one else's. Every excuse you hold on to, every complaint you repeat, every finger you point does nothing but steal time from your future. Responsibility is not a burden, it is a gift. It is the key that unlocks your freedom. The moment you accept that your results are in your hands, you stop waiting, you stop blaming, and you start building. You begin to act with purpose, to move with intention, and to create with power. Yes, life is unfair. Yes, you will face pain, betrayal, and obstacles, but none of that matters if you refuse to surrender your control. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you respond. So make the choice today. Take ownership of your life. Build your body, sharpen your mind, harden your spirit, and take full responsibility. Stop expecting a savior. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop running from struggle. Everything you want is possible, but only if you claim it with your own two hands. Your life is in your hands. Do not waste it.